Hello. Today we're gonna do an experiment on alchemy. Experiment. Creating a homunculus. Homunculus is an artificial being. The creation of homunculus is described in the medieval treatises by the scientist Paracelsus. So we need a container. I took this plastic container. If you want you can choose a glass container. But it's important to close it tightly. This is seminal fluid. So it's human sperm. And an egg. For creating a homunculus, it is necessary to make a hole in the egg. I'm using a needle file for that. Basically, it's okay if you find other method to make a hole in the egg. But it's important that you make the hole enough careful. And don't make it too big. The smaller you make it, the bigger is the chance of a success in the experiment. Now, in the made hole we have to... Wait a second. We have to inject the sperm. Try to hold the needle straight. It is important to prevent damage to the yolk. The injection should be made exactly in the egg yolk. Now we put the egg into the plastic container. But firstly we have to seal the hole. It's not so necessary to do it very hermetically. But it's important, because the chance of penetration of microorganisms in the egg should be minimal. It's not so necessary to reach the full hermeticity. Because the egg has got its own immunity. So, some small openings do not matter. The main thing is that the openings are not too big. But because our egg cracked, we just seal the crack. So, I think it's enough. Now we place the egg into our plastic container. So, and now. And now we wrap the container in a warm tissue. I'm using my sports cap. I do it to keep that thing in a warm and dark place. And now, I place it in a dark closet. It can be also placed in any other enough dark place. And the main thing is, the place should be such that nobody could disturb the whole thing. Because it is necessary to keep it in a dark place. It is not allowed to touch it. Especially, it is prohibited to open it and look inside. In the course of 10 days the whole thing will be in a dark and silent place. And then we will see what came out. So, 10 days have passed. We took it back from our dark place. And we can see that the plaster became dark. Apparently an infection penetrated. There was a rotting. Yes, unpleasant smell. In principle Paracelsus wrote.
Да, и, ну, судя по запаху, да, ну, умеренный запах, но неприятный. Вот вы можете видеть этот процесс.
Oh, that a small rotting is acceptable, but it should not be very intensive. Let's see the result. So, there is something. It seems he is in a bad condition, but he is still alive, because there were some movements. So, what can I say now? Alchemical recipe is actually true. But this creature cannot have any highly developed intellect. At its best, it's like amoeba or a jellyfish. It's hard to say why the experiment has not turned out to 100%. Perhaps because of the infection. Besides that, Paracelsus was a medieval scientist. And of course he described the experiment very roughly. For example, put it in a warm place. The place should be dark. So, there are no detailed and exact instructions. And of course it could somehow have influence. And that's why our experiment is not completely successful. But it is very interesting. Maybe we will repeat this experiment in the future. I will make a new attempt. There will be other interesting experiments. Bye.